Welcome to Prescott Metal and Engineered Automation of Maine. Prescott Metal was founded in the year 1918 and today is one of the premier metal fabrication shops in New England. Engineered Automation of Maine was purchased by Prescott Metal in 2012 and they design and build custom automation equipment. We will now take a tour of the shop and see some of the positions we offer out there. And welcome to our sales department. So here is a team of 4, including myself, where all the customer prints come into us electronically. But you can see on the screen, so these guys have to be proficient with SolidWorks, PDF files. They certainly have to have an excellent understanding of blueprints because what they're doing is they're taking all the material off a print, getting into the system, and they have to determine how long a project's going to take to fabricate. All of us had a manufacturing background before we went into sales, so that is actually a very important key element so we can determine how long a project will take. So this area is the first stop of our sheet metal fabrication area. So behind me is an Armada punch, 58 station, self-loading and unloading. So this is very good for high volume production runs. Because it's self-loading and unloading, we can run this lights out, so we can punch parts all night long. Also in this area, we have a 4,000 watt laser. This laser is also self-loading and unloading, and we do a great deal of night runs on this machine. This machine will burn up to 3/4 of an inch steel, but we don't usually go anything that heavy. We prefer like 1/2 inch and under. That stays very busy. We do all of our aluminum and stainless comes off this. And then over this way is our newest machine. It's a laser punch combo. So the programmers can determine what's the best method to get our flat pieces out of it, either laser or punch, or both in some cases. This is a 2,500 watt laser with a 44 station punch. So some of the skill sets needed for this area, of course, are blueprint reading. They have to determine that they've got the right size sheet stock. So they have to measure the sheets, make sure that they load the machine up appropriately. But more importantly, these guys really need to know their machine well. They need to know if something's not running quite right, how to adjust it. They get into maintenance, the daily maintenance routines for these machines. So it's a skill that we teach in-house, but this is so important. This is the first step of sheet metal fabrication. And we are now in our brake area. Prescott Metal has 7 brakes for forming all the parts that we make. These guys, as far as tools that they need to use, they have to measure with tape measures and micrometers. They have to use protractors to measure the angles. They have to be very good at blueprint reading. What I'd like to point out about these jobs is you don't really go to school for this, or same with the lasers and the punches. A lot of this is on-the-job training. We'll train the right people with the right attitude. There's some advanced training for forming parts. We'll have people come in and teach advanced training, but for the most part, it's on-the-job training. And we are now in our fabrication area where the welding and fitting together the parts take place. These guys have had welding training from school, but we teach the fabrication techniques in-house. Some of the tools and skills that they need are able to use inspection equipment, measuring equipment, how to read blueprints very well. And I think the next stop we'll do the frame department. And we are now in our frame department. The frame business has become a very important business segment for us. So in this case, the tubing comes in 20-foot lengths. We cut it to length. We take it across the aisle. We'll machine all the holes in the tubing that we can. And then these guys fabricate according to the drawing. So again, the skills required are the blueprint reading. The welding is taught at school, but we teach the fabrication techniques to build a frame like this and hold it square. At Prescott Metal, we offer powder coating finishing on all of the parts that we make. Powder coating is unique because the part itself is grounded, and the powder is electronically attracted to the part so that it clings to it. And when we're happy with the surface finish, we'll roll it into the oven. It bakes for approximately a half hour at 375 degrees, and it comes out a very nice finish. People that are very good at this are anybody that's had any kind of automotive painting experience. It gives them that little flair. They do a very good job at painting. And this is the final stop for all of the fabricated parts we make at Prescott Metal. From the smallest sheet metal component to the most complex frame, parts are inspected 100% before they go to the customer to ensure quality. On the engineered automation side of our business, this is where we design and build custom automation equipment. Our workforce consists of controls engineers, mechanical engineers, design engineers, and a highly skilled force of technicians to do all of the assembly work and the wiring. It's a great example of the marriage of the two companies. The sheet metal and the frames come from the Prescott Metal side, and the Engineered Automation of Maine does a complete build-up. Thank you very much for taking this tour with me today. We hope that we've sparked some interest in manufacturing. Between Prescott Metal and the 4,000 other manufacturers in the state of Maine, there's plenty of opportunities for you.